guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. Goku continued to increase a great part of all his power, leaving Whis very astonished, who did not know about all the hidden power of Goku, since he had previously released it in the same way, but not at this level. After a few minutes and a big explosion, you could see a Goku with a somewhat primitive appearance, since he had fur all over his body symbolizing the form of the Ozaru. However, he was still conscious and had characteristic features of the human.
Mr. Goku, are you alright? How were you able to unleash all that power? Of course I'm fine, Whis. You don't have to worry. This is the power beyond the Ultra Instinct, the mighty Super Saiyan 4. I just lost my divinity. You're right, Mr. Goku. In that form, your power is that of a mortal, but the power you give off is incredible, even surpassing that of a guardian angel. What do you say we try my new power, Whis?
Goku at that moment, without waiting for Whis' answer, had launched himself to the attack, not letting Whis be prepared. Whis, in spite of dominating the Ultra Instinct to its maximum splendor, was not able to dodge such a deadly blow, which would make him spit large amounts of blood.
Oh my, it seems I've exceeded my power. I regret it.
Whis at that moment would put a much more serious look and, in the same way, would rush against Goku, which began to exchange blows at high speeds. However, this was amazing. So it is, Goku was on par with the most powerful angel among the 12 universes.
Mr. Goku, the power you have achieved is incredible, but you're still not on par with a supreme angel like me. Divine punishment!
At that moment, thousands of energy spheres began to head towards Goku, which, despite not possessing the Ultra Instinct, was able to dodge each of the energy arrows. That's right, the reaction speed of Goku had increased too much, being so much that even the attacks of Whis seemed slow.
Whis, if that's your most powerful technique, I'm sorry to tell you that you won't be able to give me a scratch.
Goku at that moment would create an incredible attack in the form of a fire dragon, which was heading towards Whis. At that moment, Whis, without wasting time, would likewise create a great attack, with which he would start an amazing clash. Meanwhile, outside the dimension, everything would go on as normal. Or this is what everyone believed, because this time a few hundred years had already passed, in which the Emperor of Evil, Frieza, had increased his power in an amazing way, even getting a new transformation with which it was easy for him to overcome the power of gods and angels.
Just as I have said in the Tournament of Power, one day I will be able to end the life of that damned dwarf who calls himself king of everything. The only ruler of all the universes must be me.
Frieza had trained for approximately 125 years already, and being a prodigy, his power had exploded in an astonishing way.
With this power I possess, now I must find a good opponent, since I need real battles and not simple trainings.
At that moment, Frieza would access to his gold transformation, with which he would begin to fly towards the planet Beerus at an amazing speed. But great was his surprise when he found nobody.
This is really strange, but I could go to other universes. I want to test my powers.
Frieza would begin to move through space, and by surpassing the power of a common warrior, he'd be able to travel through the universe barriers. At that moment, Frieza would arrive to Universe 6, feeling the power of the legendary assassin Hit.
Haha, this is excellent. It'll be an excellent warm-up for my power.
Frieza, at an astonishing speed, began to head towards Hit, arriving in a matter of seconds. At the moment, Hit would recognize him quickly, but he would be surprised by the pressure that Frieza's body was releasing. But if you're the demon of the cold of Universe 7, tell me, what the hell are you doing here in Universe 6? What, do you want to end my life?
That's precisely why I came here. I want to check if you really are a legendary assassin.
Hit, before he could answer or even react, he'd be sent flying to a planet, falling so hard that he would not even be dragged due to the power of the Hit.
My, did you fall asleep? I thought you would stop time and dodge my attack. By finishing you off, I will humiliate the wretched Topo who humiliated me in the tournament.
What the hell? Your powers have increased in an amazing way, but don't think you're the only one who is trained. Hit at that moment would get into battle pose, and in less than 2 seconds, both began to exchange blows throughout Universe 6, destroying planets, galaxies, solar systems with the simple clash of their fists. At the time, Fords and Champa had felt the bestial battle.
What the hell's happening? That power is a Hit, Fords. Let's go immediately.
As you order, Champa-sama. Vados and Champa began heading towards the battlefield at a great speed. Meanwhile, the power of both of them was spreading all over the 12 universes, attracting the attention of Jiren and Toppo. That power seems familiar to me, but it's incredible that the power of a single warrior can reach the other universes. I must be wrong.
No, Jiren, you're not wrong. That is the power of the Cold Demon, which I humiliated in the Tournament of Power, but his power has grown in an amazing way, and it gives off pure evil.
Returning to the dimension, Goku and Whis had finished their training, feeling totally prepared to finish with any being that put in front of them. However, in that moment, a new power had awakened inside Goku. That's right, Goku in this time had tried to unite his transformation phase 4 with Divine Ki. However, in that precise moment, a latent power began to increase inside him.
What's happening to my body? I feel that everything's flowing stronger, and it even hurts.
At that moment, Goku, in spite of being transformed into Super Saiyan 4, felt a great pressure in all his body. That's right, Goku, in spite of all the resistance of his body, was not able to withstand that bestial power. So a strong explosion was about to be created from Goku's body, which had even become much more muscular by energy exchange.
This is all the power of the Ozaru. I'll not explode. I'll be able to control it.
Goku in that moment had a great roar, had been able to release the excess of energy, but in the same way he had agreed to a new transformation because his power had increased so much that he needed an empowering transformation. After a great disaster all over the place and big explosions, we could observe a Goku with his fur, but something to differentiate was the bright white color, which made him look like an angelic and divine being of high rank. Whis would be very amazed to observe the new appearance of Goku. However, Goku was trying to move, was so heavy by the power he had.
It seems that our departure will have to be delayed a little more. You must control all that power, because even though you have that bestial strength, you're not able to move. You'll be annihilated.
Goku and Whis, at that moment, would begin with their last and definitive training, to be able to control all the power that came from this. Returning to the battle of Frieza and Hit, both were very even. However, the power that Frieza had was incredible, since he was only playing with Hit. While he had used everything, even his time jump, but this was not enough since the power of Frieza surpassed even the space-time barrier.
What kind of training have you done? Your power's been exploited in an incredible way. I'm not able to assimilate it.
Ha ha ha! Don't be surprised by so little. In my current transformation, I'm only using 45% of all my power, and I still have much more powerful transformation.
He would be astonished. Frieza would charge a great attack with the intention of finishing with Hit. But when the attack was about to hit, Champa would get in front of that great attack, managing to deflect it with little difficulty. What the hell are you doing in my universe?
Well, if it isn't the brother of that wretched Beerus.
Champa, annoyed, would launch into the attack, to Frieza's surprise, Champa's power had increased in an amazing way, being able to connect some excellent blows with which Frieza badly hurt, and on the ground.
After all, you're still a mere mortal. You're nothing compared to a god of destruction.
Frieza in that moment would give a big smile, with which he would begin to increase all his power. That's right, Frieza had accessed his new transformation, with which the whole Universe 6 was trembling. The power that Frieza was releasing was amazing, so much that even Vados would be very surprised, who was not able to understand the power that Frieza had achieved in these years. After a big explosion that would be seen by all the planets of the Universe 6, Frieza could be observed in his transformation of Black Frieza.
Ha ha ha! I hope you have a great power, because in this transformation I'm not able to control my powers.
Frieza at that moment would launch himself against Champa at an amazing speed, which even for Vados was difficult to observe, starting to massacre Champa in a way never seen before. He would be very astonished to know that Frieza's words were real.
Damn, if with his previous transformation I wasn't able to do anything with that transformation, he's a real monster.
Hit didn't care about everything. He would rush against Frieza, again using his best killing techniques, but these had no effect on Frieza, who had a body as resistant as the hardest steel in the universe. Champa was receiving a beating from Frieza in a matter of seconds. However, before Champa became unconscious, he would telecommunicate with the god Vermouth, who was one of the most powerful gods and extremely powerful warriors. Meanwhile, in Universe 11, Vermouth, upon receiving an alert from the god Champa, would set off to Universe 6 with Jiren and Toppo. In a matter of 28 minutes, they would arrive at Universe 6, finding a chilling scene. That's right, Frieza had left Hit and Champa on the verge of death, while he was having a brutal battle with Vados. At that moment, Jiren and Toppo would increase their power to the maximum, leaving all those present surprised. Frieza, upon observing Toppo, was filled with an uncontrollable rage, giving a great blow to Vados and leaving her badly wounded. At that moment, she launched herself against Toppo, but to her surprise, Toppo had been able to stop her blow, but it had cost him a lot since the power of Frieza was incredible.
I swear that the humiliation you put me through in the tournament of power, I will return it with interest. Even to you, you damned Martian.
The three warriors began to exchange blows. The power was so powerful that planets of Universe 6 were disintegrated. Meanwhile, as Goku and Whis, after a few months, Goku was able to master his new transformation to 100% being able to move freely and at a much higher speed than before.
Now, Whis, I think we're ready. Why, yes, sir, Goku. Our time has come.
In that dimension, Goku would increase a great part of his power, beginning to destroy the same dimension of Daishenkin. In that instant of a strong roar, Goku had made 1,000 pieces of the dimension, managing to leave the place, appearing in Universe 7, which was simple cosmic dust. Nevertheless, the incredible pressure could be felt by all the 12 universes. So much was the power of Goku that even Hariya kneel to all the gods and angels, including the three warriors who were fighting. At that moment, an Ozaru could be observed by all the 12 universes, and the power that gave off was unreal. The powerful Goku had been able to destroy all the dimension of Daishenkin-sama, and in the same way, when realizing that all the Universe 7 had been destroyed, he would become enraged, releasing much more power, being able to even destroy planets of different universes. All the divine beings had fallen on their knees due to the pressure. Meanwhile, in Universe 6, the three warriors were not able to move due to such majestic power. That's right, the power that Goku was releasing was from another dimension, which did not allow the three warriors to move freely, as they felt their bodies were heavy. What the hell's going on? Who's releasing all this power?
Damn it, I could recognize this power even after millions of years. You damned Goku monkey. So you finally show your face. No matter how much your power has increased, I will defeat you.
Frieza at that moment would increase a great part of his true power, being able to reduce that incredible pressure. That's right, and this time, without giving time to Jiren and Toppo, he would begin to give them a beating, which this time they were not able to do anything, while Vermouth and Daisy were not able to do anything because the pressure was crushing them completely.
This pressure even surpasses the pressure of a king at all. Who is the being with so much power? I can't even breathe.
At that moment, the incredible pressure would disappear, leaving everyone else to be able to move freely. However, Frieza would not trust ending the lives of Jiren and Toppo with a powerful attack. However, at the same moment, in front of everyone, Goku and Whis had arrived to the battlefield. The two deities of Universe 11 were surprised because they would quickly recognize Goku and Whis.
This is incredible. That being is releasing all that power as a Saiyan. Well, Vegeta. After all these years, you still call yourself the Emperor of Evil. The day of your death has arrived, since I plan to finish with all beings full of evil.
I want you to try. You will not be
Frieza was not able to finish his sentence because at that moment, Goku was beating him to death while Frieza wasn't able to do anything against him. Mr. Goku has managed to overcome the power of a god, an angel, and I'm even sure he's able to overcome the power of a king altogether. Goku with a strong blow would send him to a planet to crash. However, Frieza would recover quickly, returning to the battlefield.
Damn monkey, you have amazing power. But I am much more powerful than you. Now I'll show you 100% of all my power.
At that moment, Frieza would begin to increase all his power in an amazing way, being so much his power that even in this occasion, disasters all over the universe were caused, even leaving Goku a little surprised.
You must really call yourself a prodigy, since your power is incredible. But that'll not be enough for the most powerful Saiyan of all the universes. Frieza, from a great explosion, would come out with 100% of all his power, and being to exchange blows with Goku. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of Everything, Daishinkan along with Miras had been astonished to realize that both were completely breaking the divine seal of a supreme angel. This is bad. Son Goku's power even surpasses Zeno-sama's power in his combat form. We can't do anything against him. Father, you're the Supreme Angel. We've always had our way. We were even able to seal the Supreme Angel Mikoshin. We won't let a mere mortal stand in our way to end our dreams. You're right, Miras. A simple mortal will not allow us to become the new kings of everything. But we must go to Universe Zero if we want to survive. Universe Zero? It's said that not even a king of everything is able to get out of that place alive. That's right. In that universe, my father gave his life for me. Because millions of years ago, I entered that universe. And the beings that exist are beings with enough power to finish with the king of everything with just a thunder of their fingers. Miras at that moment would be very surprised, but knowing that they had no other option, he'd accept. At that moment, both angels would leave the realm altogether, beginning to fly at an incredible speed through all the universes. And Goku's power being so great, it was perfect for camouflage. Returned to the battlefield, Frieza was not able to hit Goku despite using 100% of all his power. Well, I thought that because you've been training for hundreds of years and consider yourself a prodigy, you'd be able to do something against me. But you're still the same trash.
Damn monkey, I won't lose to you again. I swear I'll finish you off.
Frieza would again do everything possible to be able to finish with Goku. However, each one of his blows were in vain, because his power surpassed him by dozens of times. At that moment, Whis would approach the Vermouth God and his sister Margarita. I'm glad to know that they're well. Frieza's been able to overcome the power of a god and an angel. Whis at that moment would notice the key of his sister Vados was disappearing. Flying quickly towards her, Whis and with his staff was able to make Vados completely recover. However, she was unconscious, and at that moment Vermouth would approach Whis. Whis, how'd you get all that power? And why aren't you with Beerus? Whis at that moment began to explain everything that happened. Since Goku was able to defeat Moro to the betrayal of his brother Miras, along with the High Priest Daishinkan-sama, everyone was surprised to know that even the High Priest had betrayed them. Returning with the battle of both beings, Frieza at that moment was no longer able to withstand the power of his new transformation. So he had received a strong blow from Goku, being sent to some rocks, and at that moment he would lose his transformation, returning to his fifth form.
Damn! Once again humiliated by this simple monkey!
You never stood a chance against me. You're nothing but a simple worm. Frieza would launch a great attack. However, he was terrified because even though he was only a few centimeters away, Goku was able to dodge it. You didn't even serve me as a warm-up, but it's time to finish you off. At that moment that Goku was charging a great attack, a being had been able to hit Goku with a great blow, sending him to fly to a planet. And at that moment, the subject would take Frieza, creating a portal of negative energy and leaving the place. At that moment that Goku recovered from the blow, he'd say to himself, that guy hit me really hard. He is an exceptionally powerful being. This shouldn't be good. Goku at that moment would return to Ultra Instinct, approaching everyone present, would realize that Jiren and Toppo had fallen on the battlefield trying to defend Hit and Champa. Don't worry, it's not a problem for Whis since he even overcome the barrier of a Supreme Angel. At that moment, Whis with his staff was able to bring Jiren and Toppo back to life, who were surprised to see Goku in front of him. What happened? Was Goku able to defeat that cold demon? He wasn't even that powerful after all. Goku at that moment would put on a very serious look, which everyone noticed. I have no idea if the gods and angels will be with us or against us, but we plan to end the lives of Daishinkan and Miras. On behalf of the whole Universe 11, count on us, but it'd be better to meet the Kingdom of Everything to know the decision of each god. I don't care about the decision of each god, neither about Zeno-sama. That damn Daishinkan, he only wanted to end my life without me doing anything to him, so I'm gonna destroy him. Goku and Whis at that moment would disappear, and they both arrived to the kingdom of a matter of seconds. Nevertheless, to the surprise of both, nobody would come out to receive them.
Goku, thinking that Daishenkin was hiding, would raise a great part of his power. However, at that moment, both guardians of Zeno-sama would appear in front of both warriors.
But if it is Lord Goku, tell us, what do you want in the Kingdom of Everything?
Don't you want to know where Daishenkin is?
We don't know, since apparently 3 hours ago he disappeared from this place along with Miris.
Whis at that moment would use his baculum to locate him, being surprised when he noticed the trace of energy that his father and Miris had left in the space.
This is impossible. Apparently, my father and Miris have abandoned the 12 universes to enter the Forbidden Universe, or better known as Universe Zero. Universe Zero? I've never heard of that universe. Universe Zero is the place where the most powerful beings exist. In that place, even a king of everything would be easily crushed. That place sounds great to increase our power levels. Mr. Goku, don't you understand? No matter how powerful we are, getting out of that universe alive is practically impossible. My father and Miris have gone to die on that planet.
That's right, Goku. Even I wouldn't dare to enter that place, even if I'm in my fighting form, because I could be eliminated with a single blow.
Even you, great Zeno-sama. I can't believe this. That means that both of you will die in that place. Hell, I want to humiliate you.
Meanwhile, somewhere far away from all that space, Daishenkin and Miris were reaching the border of Universe Zero.
Miris, I hope you're prepared, because in this place, we become powerful. Otherwise, we'll die in this place.
Understood, Father. I'll do my best, since I want to finish that damn Saiyan with my own hands.
However, in that moment, an extremely powerful being had detected them. That's right, this being was known as the Annihilator of Universe Zero, because he exterminated all beings close to the barrier of his universe. Daishenkin and Miris, despite flying at an amazing speed, they'd be stopped, and without being able to react, that subject would take them by their legs, beginning to destroy everything in their path with their own bodies. At that moment, the subject would throw them to a planet, falling both, and without being able to recover, the Annihilator would begin to throw thousands of energy spheres to them.
That should be enough, since they did not emanate a great power.
At that moment, the Annihilator would leave that place. However, in front of Daishenkin and Miris, a guide saved their lives. That's right, this being was one of the 5 most powerful warriors in the entire Universe Zero.
You must be son Daishenku-sama. Since I remember the time I killed your miserable father, you're Daishenkin. Millions of years ago, you were able to escape, but now?
Daishenkin at that moment would begin to tremble with fear, remembering that this same guy who was the one who ended the life of his millions of years ago and his father sacrificed himself so that he could escape.
But tell me, what brought you to Universe Zero? Since I must admit that you're not a fool, and if you're in this place, it must be for a very dangerous reason.
My son Miris and I, we've sealed a guardian angel and a Saiyan, and we don't know how they were able to get out of that place.
How stupid you are! You should have used the Divine Seal so they won't be able to get out of that place.
At that moment, Daishenkin would look very serious, and with his voice full of terror, he would say something to Yota, which would also leave him very astonished.
We have used the Divine Seal level 5, the most powerful seal that exists, and even so, he was able to escape from that place.
If what you're telling me is correct, that guy must be a super warrior. So after millions of years, a new being's been born who's worthy of being part of Universe Zero.
Even his power surpasses a king at all. We want to end his life once and for all.
On second thought, if you tell me that he has increased his power in this short period of time, you're right. It'd be better to end his life. I hope you're ready. I, the mighty Yota, exterminator of kings, will train you.
At that moment, Yota would take Daishenkin and Miris and would begin to fly at a great speed through all the Universe Zero until arriving to his territory. Meanwhile, with Goku and Whis, these would continue very thoughtful because Daishenkin had left the Universe Zero, and in the same way, the key of Frieza had disappeared completely.
I don't like this at all. In spite of having this great power, I feel that incredibly powerful being will crush us.
If you wish, my friend, I'll train you as well.
Of course, Zeno-sama. That'd help me a lot to increase my level of power even more.
At that moment, the great Zeno-sama would begin to access his combat form, making each one in the 12 universes tremble. That's right. At that moment, the King of Everything, Zeno-sama, had accessed his combat form, leaving Goku and Whis surprised, who didn't know that the King of Everything had a combat form. After a big explosion because Zeno-sama did not control 100% of his power, an imposing warrior could be seen in front of Goku. I hope you're prepared, Goku, because with my combat form, I'm not able to control my strength. You better stop! Even though you have a grade to your combat form, you're no match for me. You better train with Whis. You're my best friend, but not for that reason I'll not let you talk to me this way. Now you'll taste a great part of my power, and you'll regret having underestimated me. At that moment, Zeno-sama, in spite of the warnings of Goku, had launched himself against him, being useless. That's right, Goku dodged and blocked each of his blows with only one of his arms, which left Zeno-sama astonished. While Zeno-sama attacked with all his power, he'd tell Goku to attack him. That would be an even battle. At that moment, Goku paid attention to his friend Zeno-sama. He connected only 4 simple blows, which had been able to alter all his internal energy C. That's right, Goku's blows possessed divine energy of a level beyond a king of everything, so that the body of Zeno-sama would not withstand it. At that moment, he'd fall to the ground very badly injured. Goku would approach the king of everything and would stretch only one of his hands. You better train with Whis. I plan to meditate to control 100% of my power. Meanwhile, in Universe Zero, Daishinkan and Mirrors were suffering in the cruelest way possible. That's right, every day their trainings were of a brutal level, and they ended up vomiting large amounts of blood because they couldn't resist Yota's blows. This hurts a lot. I don't want to train anymore. Mirrors, we must be able to endure all this, because if we leave this place, that damn monkey will be able to torture us in a much worse way. I trust you. You must be called the Supreme Angels for a reason. I hope you can resist much longer. At that moment again, Daishinkan and Mirrors had thrown themselves against Yota with the intention of hitting him. But it was impossible, since the difference of powers was overwhelming. Meanwhile, in another territory of Universe Zero, Frieza, in the same way, was very badly wounded and on the verge of death, being training with the third most powerful god of Universe Zero. Flashback. The third god of Universe Zero, named Reich, was observing the battle of Frieza against Hit until the moment that even Goku arrived. That's right, and Reich was interested in Frieza, so he would recruit him for his army. And at that moment that Goku was about to end the life of Frieza, Reich with a divine technique would send him to fly and teleport Frieza to where he was. And flashback.
This hurts. It hurts a lot. But I'm able to endure it to the end of that damned monkey.
I think that's an excellent idea, Frieza. After all, you're a true prodigy, since an ordinary being would have already died on the first day of training.
I only have been using my golden Frieza state. Now it's time to show you my true power, since I haven't shown you my maximum power.
What do you mean? Do you have much more hidden power?
I am the Emperor of Evil, and I will not be humiliated in this way. Behold, the power of the Black Frieza!
Frieza at that moment would increase his power to the max. That's right, this time Frieza's power would push back Reich, who couldn't believe all the power that Frieza was unleashing. This is amazing. How could a being with this potential not be recruited to be part of Universe Zero? After a gigantic explosion, we would observe Frieza in his new transformation. However, without Reich being able to react, we could observe blood falling from the sky. That's right, at that moment, Frieza had connected a strong blow in Reich's abdomen, which would make him spit some blood. When Frieza was about to give him another blow, Reich would hold his fist with a strong blow. Don't be smart, you damn demon. I'm a Super Saiyan of Universe Zero. Even in this universe, my name's feared. I'll not be defeated by a simple being of the external universes. At that moment, Reich would hit him with a very strong blow, but to his surprise, Frieza would still be able to hold him, but it was still very difficult for him.
You're not dealing with just any being of the universe. Since my birth, I've always been considered a prodigy, and now I will prove it to you.
At that moment, Frieza and Reich began to exchange blows at great speeds, which were incredible. However, Frieza was having a hard time keeping up with Reich, who this time was using 45% of all his power. This was too much, taking into account that the beings of Universe Zero were beings of a power that even surpassed a king at all. Frieza had made him use almost half of all his power. However, at that moment, Reich would give a strong blow to Frieza, which would make him fall to the floor.
You must really call yourself a prodigy. I don't think that anyone from the outer multiverses would be able to face you. Only on that occasion you were attacked by several beings. Frieza at that moment would stand up again.
You are completely wrong. That miserable monkey defeated me without even making an effort.
Reich at that moment would put on a very serious look, and in the same way would diminish his power. Training's over today. I want to tell you exactly who defeated you. I believe you were defeated by just one guy.
You have an amazing power, but I'm sure that even you would not have the power to defeat him. He's a monster, but I'm going to train until I defeat him.
At that moment, a great roar would be felt in the whole place. That's right, at that moment, Reich had increased a great part of his power, which made Frieza fall to his knees. That's right, Reich had become enraged and compared to a being from the external energies. This is 65% of all my power, and you claim to be a prodigy of falling to the ground with nothing to do. Really, you're nothing compared to me, but I'll train you to become more powerful. In front of you, I plan to end the life of this guy. Meanwhile, returning to the Kingdom of Everything, Whis was training together with the King of Everything, while Goku was continuing his meditation. That's right, Goku's power was at rest. However, a much greater power was going through his inner self. Goku was looking in a way to surpass his current power. At that moment, Goku would open his eyes, being in the Ultra Instinct. That's right, Goku, since the beginning of his meditation, had been in the Ultra Instinct, but something to differentiate was that this time his power was amazing. If I want to increase my power level even more, I have to increase my base level, since it's one of the boosted ones of my transformation. Goku at that moment would try to return to his base state, being impossible. At that moment, Whis and Zeno-sama had finished their training.
Mr. Goku, you're no longer able to return to your base state, because the power you possess is transcended beyond a king at all. So, now your base state is the Ultra Instinct.
That means that if I want to power up my other transformations, like the angelic Super Saiyan 4, I must do it in the Ultra Instinct, or am I wrong?
You are not wrong, Mr. Goku. Your base state, as I have told you, is Ultra Instinct, so that in that state you will have to increase your power.
Do you think we should train Whis? I don't plan to use any other transformation than the Ultra Instinct.
Mr. Goku, don't be confident. I trained in the time room with you, so our powers are not that far apart.
What do you say we check it out?
However, Goku was not able to observe anything since at that moment, Whis, with the help of his staff, had sent him to fly hundreds of meters. Without waiting for him to recover, he began to give him a beating, which, despite having the Ultra Instinct, was not able to react to the incredible speed that Whis possessed. At that moment, Goku would fall to the ground very badly injured.
For a simple training, you've taken it seriously. I'll make sure you use all your power with my Ultra Instinct.
At that moment, both began to exchange blows at impressive speeds, which destroyed everything around them, but all the affected plants and the deserted plants for the use of training. However, it was amazing as a clash of fists of two beings who didn't have the title of king at all were able to destroy these planets, which were designed for training gifts of all kings. This is incredible. I'm not able to see anything. Only how thousands of planets are destroyed by the clash of their fists. At that moment, all the vital network of Goku's body was expanding. That's right, his body, while the battle was advancing, was able to adapt to the blows of Whis, being able to keep up. However, Whis, realizing this, would increase his power a little more, being able to give him a great blow which made him vomit large amounts of blood.
That hurt me too much.
Mr. Goku, your power is increasing in an amazing way, but remember, rest is still important to increasing your power quickly.
You're right, Whis. Even though I'm more powerful than you, you've always had more experience than me.
Meanwhile, with Daishaken and Miras, both angels had achieved an incredible power. That's right, the power of both had increased in a surprising way, being able to give battle to Yota, who is using 56% of all his power this time. Their power has increased in an incredible way, but they're still not powerful enough to kill a king completely in their combat form. Combat form? That must be only possessed from the most powerful kings of all, since Zeno-sama has never accessed this combat form. You guys are really stupid. Zeno-sama, or better known as Zen the Destroyer, is the most powerful king of everything in his combat form.
But how can this be possible? I've never seen or heard him speak of his fighting form. I've only been in his service for millions of years.
Billions of years ago, Deku-sama, your father, was able to observe how the king of everything Zeno-sama ended the lives of 10 super demons of Universe Zero, leaving no trace, only their shattered bodies.
But why doesn't he use it if he has so much power? Why is that?
The king of everything Zeno-sama knows perfectly well that in his combat form, he's not able to control his thirst for blood, so he's always had to repress it. And even now, even though he has access to his combat form, 90% of all his power is sealed in the divine ballistica of the kings of everything.
So that damn dwarf has always fooled me. He has the power to be able to wipe us all out, you wretch!
Returning to the kingdom of everything, Zeno-sama was also in deep thought. Face it, of the Universe Zero, I really feel that I need my forbidden power. I don't know if this time I'll be able to control it. However, at the moment, an incredible roar was present through the universe. Likewise, Goku was able to expel his hidden power, but he wasn't able to control it, so it was destroying everything around him. I'll kill them! I'll kill them! I'll kill them! Goku would continue to increase his power in a chilling way that even the disasters of his power reached up to Universe Zero.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.